We didn't. Today I want to speak to you concerning Abdullah's first class mentality. And when I speak about Abdullah, I'm speaking about Neville Goddard, mentor. This black man who would have had the experience of self-realization, whereby he knew that he was God in flesh and he will not bow to the white man idol. For example, many of us who grew up in these colonies, whereby they were colonized by the Europeans who came here and met our ancestors in alignment with nature, but they shift them away in a forceful and a conquering way, which is basically in a violent way. And they forced upon them the belief in an idol. And when they adopt this kind of belief and this false spirituality and false identity, it kept them limited. Moreover, it kept them in mental slavery, which equals poverty, mediocrity, doubt, fear, guilt, shame, judgment, self-hate, and all the other negative things that comes with idolatry. And so Abdullah, who understood the language of symbology, was communicating symbolically. That is why I can tell you that he was teaching us that in spite of the fake history they teach you in school and the fake education, that you do not have to have a third class mentality. You are to know your true identity is your divinity and live a first class life by fixing your belief system. Because when you fix your belief system, you're actually fixing your mentality. And so in countries where neocolonialism control the masses, they refer to these places as third world countries. And the reason for that is because most of the time the people definitely have a third class mentality and they are engulfed in negativity and pessimism. But when one like Abdullah become self-realized and self-aware and self-actualized, and he come to know his true self, when he experienced the birth from within, when he experienced the rising of the S-U-N in a S-O-N, and he understand the light that is within, when he ascend from the base of his spine, burst his crown chakra and become invisible, then he understand the science of alchemy. He understand how you can transmute energy into the equivalent of whatever you desire in this physical three-dimensional world of matter. And I'm saying all of this because of my experience. And Abdullah represent the spirit of our ancestors, because Abdullah is actually a mindset. It's a state of mind. It's a state of consciousness. It represents an enlightened black man. That is why Abdullah actually means servant of God or servant of the Most High, which means that you come to realize that your spirit living in a body, and you come to realize that your real identity have nothing to do with your race or your skin color. That is why you wouldn't be afraid to go to buy your ticket to go to the opera. And so all of the signs and symbols that would forbid you from certain things, you'll rise above that. Because even to this very day, there are so many things that have been put in place to oppress a certain set of people. Yet we rise. Yet we ascend. Yet we stand. But what we need is unity. Because unity is strength. And what kind of unity do we need? Unity with nature. Getting back to nature. Getting back to the spirit of our ancestors. To live a first class life by having a first class mentality. So in short, I am saying, my brother and my sisters, what Bob Marley and Marcus Garvey and the many, many, many others, not forgetting Malcolm X, not forgetting Martin Luther King, and many more. Many of them try to bring a message to get you to believe in yourself, to love yourself, and to embrace yourself. And even though some were still religious, yet they wanted you to know that you're not inferior. They wanted you to know that you're not third class. They wanted you to know that you're not second class. You're first class. And that is why, my brother and my sisters, I'm encouraging you to always have a first class mentality by giving thanks daily. Be contented with what you have, knowing that there's a lot of multiplication. And as you multiply your peace, your joy, your happiness, the more you would see things will multiply on the outside. You see, some people are so poor that all they have is money. And this world that we're living in, it's a simulation. It's not even real. And if you really think deeply, you realize that there are those who just want you to seek after the getting. Always get this, get that, manifest this, manifest that. While nothing is wrong with that, all they could offer you is to try to amass as much as you can in this three-dimensional sphere, because the real space race is not sending a rocket in the sky. The real space race is tapping in to the inner world, the astral world, the spiritual world. And those of us who can get into that world, we can transcend so fast than any other people in this world. But all you have to do is be willing to let go the idol. Be willing to unlearn and relearn. And be willing to reprogram your subconscious mind. For example, if more people in my country will let go of the Jesus idol and the religious and superstitious mentality and realize that they've been programmed from little children, and that those who set up the whole colonial system, they make sure the school system is being polluted. They make sure the spiritual system is polluted. They make sure the governmental system is polluted. They make sure they do all of that. And once you could come to the realization of what has been done, you would realize how powerless they are. You would realize how they are so afraid. That is why they have to use such a system to enslave the people in their resorts, their hotels, and the many other businesses that they use subtly, in a subtle way, through a political system that gives the people false promises. And then, when they get the opportunity, they want to control all of the beaches. They don't even want the local people to go on the beaches. So my brothers and my sisters, I'm saying to you, it is time for you to wake up and have a first class mentality and start settle for anything less than a first class mentality. The power that you have within you, no one can stop you from using that power but you. So start with self. That was Abdullah lesson to Neville. You want to live the first class life, you have to start with self. So my brothers and my sisters, that is my message to you. Start with self if you want to live the first class life. And the first class life doesn't always mean being a billionaire or a multi-millionaire. You could be a millionaire and be the happiest person in this world. You can have $2 or $3 million and be one of the happiest persons in the world, while those who have 100 million, 500 million, they are unhappy. So my brothers and my sisters, in short, the main thing is knowing that your real identity is your divinity, and live your life bountifully, because you know that you can shape and mold your life based on a first class mentality. So with that being said, my brother and my sister, I can go on and on and on, but I'm going to come to a close. I want to thank you very much for listening to me. I want to say to you, if this is the very first time that you're listening to me and what I'm saying, if it really makes sense, if it really resonates with you and you haven't subscribed already, I definitely want to encourage you to subscribe, to like, to comment, or to share this video. Also, if you like to follow me on Instagram, I like to follow me on TikTok, you can definitely follow me at Black Man Guru. And I would definitely encourage you to get my latest book. It's called The Secret Vagina Mystery of the Virgin Birth. And that's where I'm showing you that the virgin birth have nothing to do with a man 2,000 years ago and a woman named Mary 2,000 years ago. It's all symbology. But you see, you have to understand the Bible metaphysically, and esoterically, and psychologically. In other words, you must understand the Bible on all three levels. You see, they only interpret the Bible to you on one level, which is just the physical level. But you are physical, you are psychological, and you're spiritual. So when you understand how you can bring forth, everyone, as a matter of fact, everyone knows how you can actually bring forth in the physical realm. But very few understand that thoughts become things and how you can bring forth from the psychological realm and also the spiritual realm. That's why they believe that there was a woman who gave birth to a man 2,000 years ago. Okay, so I'll definitely encourage you to get that book, read it many times and understand it. Okay, and also Spiritual Recipe for Better Living. And not forgetting the 66 Books of Magic, the Overcomer's Bible, where I omit Jesus, the idol, from the pages of that Bible. And I leave a blank space for you to write your name, which is I am. For that is the name of God from generation to generation. And that is your name. For you can never say I am and not referring to yourself. Before you can say I'm rich or poor or whatever, you have to say I am. And I'm saying, whenever you say I am, do not desecrate the name of the creative infinite power that is within you. That's why you must always be optimistic. That is why you must always be in an attitude of gratitude and live the first class life. Okay, so I'll definitely encourage you to check out all those books. And if you're not a part of my Patreon community, I'm definitely encouraging you to do so. And for those who are willing to donate $20 or more, I have a course for you, which is called the Inner Sun Science and Technology to Create Your Reality Consciously. And that is where I'm teaching that the sun, as in the S-U-N, how it parallels the human imagination parallels the sun. And the sun is the light of the world, and the sun is what power empowers all of humanity and all of nature. And without the sun, as I said before, there's no life and there's no light. And without the human imagination, there isn't anything made that was made. So you see the Jesus and Mary deception, okay, where they give you the S-O-N instead of show you the S-U-N. Okay, so I'll definitely encourage you to make sure you check out all of the links that are down below. and let your intuition lead you and guide you into what to do. So with that being said, my brothers and my sisters, I just want to say peace, love you all, I'm out.